Okay, we're here with Tim Coop. Tim, nice to meet you. It's been a while since I've seen you. I guess I saw you last year. Beautiful jet here. What type of jet is this?
It's a FIBO F5. It's in the Swiss Army scheme. Comes as a ARF, all composite, painted in the mold, and it flies fairly quickly.
Is this a real jet engine in here, or is it a ducted fan?
This is an actual turbine. It's a Jet Central Rabbit. It produces 19 pounds of thrust and propels this thing fairly quickly. We really don't have a speed on it yet, but it's probably in the 180 plus miles.
Now that's quite fast, Tim. I mean, how does it handle at those speeds?
It handles relatively well. I actually have two rates that I fly on, one for takeoff and landings and one for when it is going fast, so that it makes it a little bit easier to control. I kind of jumped into this one, this as being my first turbine. I had flown for about 12 years, and then I thought, well, you know, I'm not gonna get something that I'm not gonna want to fly, you know, after 3 or 4 flights. So I think I'll just jump in the deep end, and it was pretty deep. I've had a few mishaps with it. It repairs well, and it still flies very, very well. And I hope everything goes well today, and I have a good flight. I think if the wind stays down the runway like it is, the wind can only help. It gets my ground speed slower, so I'm hoping that it stays down the runway and everything goes well. But
I guess no flaps today. You're not going to need them.
Actually, the wings don't have one single.
Oh, you don't have.
There's nothing in the wing itself. It's a solid wing. It's just a plug-in wing. Everything happens at the back with the elevons.
Oh, really?
So yeah.
Is that a little bit more? Takes a little more use to flying? Because I know with a lot of other planes, you're dealing with. You know, flaps and ailerons. You're dealing with a complete different flying system.
Yeah, it seems to be okay. But like I said, the only place where I've noticed the subtle changes when it does get slow, things change a little bit. That's why I have the two rates. The one rate helps it too. With the higher rates, it gives you just a little bit more authority when you need it in the flare. And
was that all done in the radial, just to turn up the rates?
I just
in the
have
radial?
a rate switch right by my right finger, and I hit it up, and when I come around for my approach. Usually approaches at about 100 miles an hour, and try to get it down. At about 60, it sets in and it lands. So about 60 mile an hour takeoff and landing.
Yeah. A little bit scary when you first probably going out there the first time.
First time was interesting.
I'm thinking 60 miles an hour. I mean, that's highway speed, and you know we're flying an RC model. And
there's no preparing for that. There's just you just jump in.
Okay, we're here at the Chatham Air Show with John Mannering. John, nice to meet you. What
Likewise,
a
Nick.
Beautiful plane.
Thank
Tell
you.
me all about it. Well, first of all, what type of plane is
this?
this?
It's a de Havilland DC3, and it's the original prototype was a Continental Airlines, just like the color scheme you see here.
This is not a kit, obviously. I mean, by looking at this, there's no way this is a kit.
It started out as a kit. It's a top flight kit, modifications, of course. I put about, probably about 1,500 hours in.
That many? Oh my God.
It's got about 60,000 simulated rivets. Each little rivet is my own little recipe of glue put on one at a time with a homemade applicator. Most glues, when you put them on, when they dry out, they shrivel up like a raisin. I found a glue, it's a common glue, it's weld bond, and mix it with a little bit of water and dollar store pigment because it dries clear, and you can put it on any size and it dries nice and round, so you get a nice rounded crown rivet. I got pictures of the real plane close up, like a walk around view, and all the panel lines are painted in, the overlap panel lines with the rivets and all the scoops, the details, the windows, the antennas, everything is pretty much exactly like the original prototype. All the landing lights work, Nick. The front lights, the wing lights, the tail lights, got landing flaps, retractable pneumatic landing gear. All these little scoops and intakes, I vacuum formed all those. And I was creative. Like, you notice the curtains, they're toilet paper.
Now, how does she fly? Does she fly very stable?
It's usually very stable. I like flying scale. It's very windy today, so it was a little bit bouncy. So I came in with the full flaps and a lot of power. And the closer you got to the ground, there was some thermal, so it was bouncing a bit. But I got it down safely. And a nice calm day, it's very stable.
Really took a lot of time to work on this plane.
The wing itself, it's all one-piece wing. The heaviest part of this plane is the wing. It's got 2 motors, it's got 2 gas tanks, the battery, everything, all the pneumatics for the landing gear, everything's in the wing. The fuselage is extremely light, but the plane is basically a wing with a fuselage on it. So if you're going to put nose weight in, put engine weight in. All you got to do is throttle back and you get free power. If you're going to have to put weight in the front of the plane, put a bigger engine in, just throttle back. And then you have the power when you need it.
Okay, well, John,
hey,
thanks a lot.
You're welcome,
We'll
Nick.
be right back, folks.
I won this. I'm off my LHS.